Uh, Got it. It's spelled very uniquely because it has the word team in the middle, which is all about the common unity and the level of camaraderie that we have in the organization. So I feel that nothing is possible without leadership and great teams to be able to work together. So, we are, Xtream as a company, a company that's just here to be able to help provide self-sufficiency and financial education, allowing a group of people to come here to have a safe haven, to be able to build a business for their family. Our one goal is to help people become self-sufficient. And I believe this is so key because of the world economy that we live in today. So many people are being tricked into being lazy. And I'm gonna talk about that today of how you have to be careful to stay away from laziness. And I believe is a huge detriment to your growth if you don't embody that spirit of work ethic. Me coming up early in life, I'm the youngest of 12, and over 100 years of business experience in my family, from my grandfather and my grandmother to my father, and passing it down to me. And I've been in business myself since I was probably, I don't know, what, really 9 or 10, and had my first official business when I was about 15, 16. And then I really took off, when I hit 17, 18, I really took off in business and took it very, very seriously. But with all of that experience around me, the whole goal has always been to understand work ethic and really paying the price. And so many different things from auto traders is out in this generation now, AI trading and susus, and which is great, if you do them correctly. But a lot of stuff where you put money in places and then someone else is expected to trade the money for you, I believe is very risky. And I believe in the industry that they're in, so many families are making desperate decisions to put money in places, and they're giving away their livelihood and trusting the company or Autobot or Auto Trader or PAM account to trade it for them. And if that goes wrong, then your hard-earned money is lost. I think you have to be very careful about that. And so our business will never have an auto trader or bot or PAM or none of that stuff. We will never have it. My background is in finance, and so I understand from a regulatory standpoint in the States, it's illegal to be able to do those things. And we will never, break a rule, that could jeopardize the company. One thing that we live by a statement called protect the house. So I want to interact with you guys a little bit to make sure you understand some of the core values of the company, which is going to embody this into you as we talk about the vision of putting 10,000 new students and affiliates in the business over the next seven months as we go into November. So if you guys can do me a favor and just put the words protect the house in the chat. And protect the house, I want to talk about that for a moment. Protect the house is a concept that we developed when we first started this company. And protect the house means don't make bad decisions that's going to affect the company and put the company in a detriment, because we have to be careful as we put this vision out here, because protecting this house puts us in a situation that we can make sure that the company is always around to support individuals, right? Again, we would never do different things that will jeopardize the company, because it's thousands of people across the world who rely on Xtream as an income. And so because people rely on the company for income, we have a fiduciary responsibility as leaders to protect the house, to make sure that the house is strong so it can continue to serve the communities abroad. And so this is who we are and what we do. This company's been around since 2020. We're going on our 4th year in business now, that I'm very, very grateful for, to be in business this long, to be able to continue to serve families. The company has served over 200,000 students in 50 different countries. I think that's important for you to know, that we're not a startup company by any stretch of the imagination, that we've been around the block for a while and we served a lot of people. And so we've been in Africa as a continent since we launched the business. It's just not new for us to be in Africa. I think it's important for you to understand that. Also, but this is the first time that we will have done a physical event in another country, right? Which I think is very significant. We've always done our national events here in the States, and we've had people internationally fly into the States to be able to come to our events. And this time God gave us something different. We was a little troubled about doing a national event this year. And, as Dr. Benjamin talked about, I'm very spirit-led, and my spirit was heavy about doing the event. It was feeling a little forced to me. And I don't believe in forcing decisions. It just didn't feel comfortable. I feel like any decision that you make, that's the right decision. You're going to feel comfortable, and you're going to it's going to flow like water. and it didn't flow well, right? And you know, I seen some challenges internally, and I had a conversation with our other co-founder, Mr. Mickle, and I shared my concerns. And he respected my concerns, and we made a uniform decision to cancel it and postpone it. And I think that was very significant because we've never done that before, you know. And I think that's what God wanted for us to see if we was going to listen to what He was showing us, and we did. And when we followed that leadership that was given to us as a team, what happened was about a week or so into it, God gave me something different to do international event. And I shared that with Mr. Mickle. He was like, okay. And then, you know, shortly thereafter, you know, we was revealed to do a regional event in Lagos, Nigeria. And so I spoke to Dr. Benjamin about that, and we had a conversation about coming into the continent and being able to do something in Nigeria. And we put together a continent tour to be able to go to different countries and be able to give a level of support. And that was very unique for us, ladies and gentlemen, again, because we've never done that before, but that's what God wanted now. And I knew we made the right decision, because as soon as we made that decision, our corporate numbers doubled. Our recruiting numbers just shot up through the roof. You know, we begin to make different decisions. We looked at and studied how in other countries, what's the payment systems of how to make a smooth transition. And so we was inspired to create a crypto payment rail system where now, you know, our students internationally could be able to enroll into the system using crypto, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, whether it's ERC20 or Tron 20 could be used to be able to do that, guys. That's a major decision for a company to do, because we wanted to make sure that it was a seamless transition for a student to be able to get their education package. And we didn't want the USD conversion to be an issue. So we integrated a crypto, which is a universal payment solution, to be able to have that. And I'm telling you, man, that worked out for us in a big time way. And, you know, we made a different decision that, you know, from a package standpoint, to be able to drop our package prices. And I want you guys to understand this, because it goes big into the vision of why we in the continent, like why we here, what adjustments did we make to assure that all the leaders in the company internationally specifically have a very competitive edge to build a massive business. So I think you guys understanding the journey of how we got here is very important to embody the spirit of why we should take advantage of this opportunity and what could this do for your family, of how it could put your family in a whole nother trajectory to be able to be financially independent and secure. We made the decision to drop our payment package from $168 in the States, and you might want to write this down. The educational package in the States is $168. We dropped that payment to $109. We've never done that before. As I told you before, we've enrolled over 200,000 students, and some of our packages was as high as 2,500 at one point and 499, you know, in the States at one point, right? And so to have a 109 packages not normal for us, right? And we've done well with, you know, with 499s and 299 packages, but God did something different internationally when we went to the market because the economy is different. We dropped our education package to $109. So if you guys can do me a favor, just put some fire in the chat for that, because that is very rare in this industry to do that. But dropping those packages by 30-40%, because our core value is to help more families get the education. And so when we dropped the packages, we also created a different promotion called 3 and Free, which means if you enroll 3 individuals into the company, you're to build your business, the next month for your subscription is absolutely free, right? So I want you guys to understand that all of this stuff is new to the company to be doing for promotions to help leaders rank up and make more money for their family. Because as I said earlier, our number one goal is to help families become self-sufficient. And so if you do these models, if you have a less expensive package up front, you have a 3 and Free model where you're able to enroll 3 students and get your membership subscription next month for free. As a businessman, I can tell you this makes you more profitable, okay? Because mathematically, when you enroll 3 students, you're earning $15 per enrollment. That's $45 that you earn, right? Almost 50% of your enrollment for your investment for your education is already given back to you as an individual. Secondary, what that does is that takes your subscription of $99 for next month, right? And it makes it free. So now you're more profitable. And if you duplicate that one time, help your students to get the same benefit that you have, now you're roughly at $545 that you earn on $109 enrollment, ladies and gentlemen, you're 4 or 5 times profitable at this point. Now you're at $545 off a $109 investment, right? In 30 days or less, however long it takes you to do it. But we've seen people do this in 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, whatever it is. If once that happens for you, this is the beauty of this system that we've created internationally, that you are in a risk-free situation and you can take from the profits that you've earned. And now you can take $125 a week that's given to you, right? Because we pay out weekly, and put it in your trade account to be able to use the signals. And now you're funding your trading account from your profits, not from your pocket. Does that make sense? Does everyone follow me here? Does that make sense to you? I've showed you a risk-free system, right? Where a person can get the education at no cost. A person can be able to get the signals. They can build a business and be profitable. Ladies and gentlemen, that shows the magnitude of how serious that we are as a company. So as our goal is to go and be able to help over 10,000 families be blessed across the world, getting this education, we wanted to be able to create a system and a model that everyone could do and be able to be more profitable for their family. So our core is identifying at this point the key leaders that the company wants to support. As Dr. Benjamin shared, our goal is to be able to put regional offices across the country. In every country that we have a magnitude of leaders that's working to be able to serve families, we want to give the corporate support behind it. So you have a verbal commitment from me, and my action speaks way louder than my words, that we're going to invest into this project in every leader. And I think Petros is doing an amazing job to be able to embody those key values that I feel every leader should have. And if you guys want to take a little bit of notes, I'm going to tell you, to me, what are the 3 things that I feel like every core leader has to have to be able to build a massive business. Number 1 is moral character. I feel like moral character is so important. It's even more important than talent. We always say that talent that takes you places that, character and integrity has to keep you to, right? Your talent can take you to a place, but your integrity and your character is what maintains you in that leadership position. We've seen so many leaders in business and in life have had successful financial careers, but their internal character was just not right. And that character flaw, right, is what deterred them from their success. I believe that moral character has to have a heart that loves people. If you're a great leader, that you have to have a heart to serve other people. And that's why that's why we have this business, is because we enjoy helping other people become successful. When I first went into this business, I was already building a housing community. I was doing some real estate, and I was about to build Sloan Estates, right? I was building 10 houses for families. And, I was going to be able to market and sell those homes to people who want a home for their family in the area here in the Carolinas. And, I got inspired to do something different. God brought it down to one signature for me to be able to finish that project. And ladies and gentlemen, it didn't go my way. And when it didn't happen, God gave me a revelation. It was either use it or lose it. That I was using my talent for me and my family, but I wasn't helping other families. And I had a conviction about that. And shortly thereafter, I ended up partnering with Mr. Medical, and we built this amazing platform. And I could say now, me building 10 houses would have helped 10 families, but building this company has helped over 200,000 families. So if you could put a heart in the chat for that, because that's what this business has meant to me. We've been able to serve way more people than just build businesses to, make a profit. And so I think the moral character of every leader is absolutely important to be able to have. Number 2 is integrity, right? We're looking for leaders that's going to make the right decisions behind closed doors, because we're going to invest a lot of money and time and leadership to be able to support the leaders across the world. So we need to make sure that we have an integrity-based leadership team that we can trust and that can trust us. Then when we're making decisions, that we're all on the same team and we're on the same page, because it's going to take a lot of integrity. It's going to take a lot of, making the right decisions to benefit the team. And not all decisions that can benefit you as a leader. I think if you have a selfish leadership style, you're going to go out of business very soon, right? My father used to always say, you could take a blanket and cover a man's feet and his head is going to poke out. And then if you slide the other way, you can cover his head head and his feet just poke out. And I think the more of that story is always, you're always going to be revealed who you are, right? A person is eventually always going to see who you really are, right? You can't hide forever. But if you have good integrity, you have nothing to hide, right? You can be as transparent as you need to be, as much as me on the Zoom with you all, ladies and gentlemen, today, because integrity is everything. And so, we want to make the right decisions in the dark. So no blemishes have to come to light because we didn't sow any bad seeds. So I think it's a very core leadership principle to have great integrity. And last and most, not least for certain, but the last principle is hard work, right? I think you have to have amazing work ethic. I think we need leaders that have amazing work ethic. See, I live by a principle that hard work is healthy. I look at my grandmother at 90 years old, and she worked her whole life, and then she walked a lot, and she walked places. She doesn't own a car. She's never owned a car. And we lived in the city of New Jersey, so we used to walk in. And my grandmother would walk to the supermarket. My grandmother would walk to work. And I seen her work ethic for years. And I believe that work ethic is what God has blessed us to be alive for so long, because she never was lazy, right? She wasn't afraid to work. And my father taught me as a young boy to work, to get out, to go outside in the yard and rake the leaves, or take out the trash, to help my siblings, to help my mom, to go to practice and work hard and come home and do my homework and still be responsible in the household. See, I believe those principles of work ethic are very essential, right? And I believe if we rely on laziness, that we're not going to get far. And so I think a core principle of success and having good leadership skills, that you have to be a dedicated hard worker, and you have to value that. You have to run to it versus run from it. And if we're going to build a business, and we're going to help thousands of individuals become self-sufficient, then these are the three things that every leader has to embody. You have to have great moral character. We have to have great integrity, right? And then we have to do the work, right, to make sure that we can support. And so when we get to the continent and we able to, look at the real estate model and look at offices that we want to open up, I want to be able to hand those keys to a leader that I know embody those three things: the moral character, the integrity, the hard work and dedication, to show up with the whiteboards, to coach on the whiteboard, the Wi-Fi, that people got good connection, that they can study and get the education that they need for their family. See, we want to make sure that we're giving those keys to a person that has those key functions, because we know that we're passing the torch to a leader that's going to make sure the people in his country is good to go. The same way that we do here in the States when we do events and we do things here. See, Mr. Mickle and I have to operate under great character, great integrity, right, and great work ethic to be able to build this amazing business. And I believe it's just going to be very essential, ladies and gentlemen, that as we embody these principles, I believe that everyone on this call, if you're going to partner with us and you're going to be able to go out here and share Xtream, because I don't believe you sell Xtream. I don't believe you sell this. I believe this is something that you just share with other families. You can't sell a person on education. A person either has to want education or they don't. Do you guys agree with that? Does that make sense? Either you want to improve or you don't, right? And our business model is just that simple. So we don't sell Xtream, we share it. And when we share this with families, you get a commission for the referrals, right? For referring, and you get a chance to build a business. So you only can imagine, if you have the right moral character and you just want to share an opportunity with individuals, how vast this can get as more people share and understand why are we sharing this opportunity, is because we want to help another person be able to make money for their family. See, that's a part of our vision. It's just sharing. It's not selling, it's sharing. So if a person say they had to sell something, you're not an Xtream and you don't really understand it. If you feel like you have to sell a person, you're sharing the opportunity. And so us as an organization, we all are embodying the same principles and the same vision to be able to help individuals, And so I want to, conclude this with the standpoint of how can we build this effectively? Right. We have a vision to be able to help 10,000 families across the world. And so we have major companies. I'm looking at it on my whiteboard here. We have leaders all across the continent in Nigeria and Ghana and Zambia and South Africa, Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya, Jamaica, Trinidad, Antigua. Right. We have continents of leaders that's emerging all across the world right now. Right. And we're looking to be able to pass the keys into the hands of the leaders in these countries that can embody this vision and be able to help them move forward. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we all got to operate under one system. See, we could be in 15 different countries, but we all got to work one system. And that one system is very simple. Help a person get 3 and free, right? Enroll 3 people so that their subscription next month can be free, and duplicate that so everyone on that team gets that same benefit. And now that leader is profitable, making $500 a month into their family. And every time they duplicate that process, ladies and gentlemen, your income goes up. So the goal of it is for me to share with you all. I think we need to keep our business very simple. The sharing of the opportunity to have that model in place is very essential. And then the corporate team is a part of your system. See, we have the education that's given by the educators, right? But you also have your corporate staff like the Miss Adams that as your CMO, who does your new member orientation. So as a leader, once you enroll a person into the business, I never want you all to think that you have to do it all by yourself. So your corporate staff is here to support, right? This is a big part of the success of the company, that not only do you have myself and Mr. Mickle to support you all, but you also have Ms. Nicole Adams, that every week, right, on Monday and Wednesdays from 1 to 7 o'clock, everyone has a new member orientation that you need to go to. And it shows you your back office and how to walk around and how to get into the telegrams and the trade ideas and the opportunity calls. She shows you, a walk around campus, as we call it, to be able to show you how to navigate that back office. And then the other piece I think is very, very important for you to know is that you have Ms. Tani Gonzalez, right, our corporate liaison, who does your risk management class. See, I think every brand new person in a trading academy needs to go to class. I think you need to go to class and understand how to take a trade, to make sure you understand a pit, understand, your trading view, your MT4, understand how to manage your account, because everyone wants to make money trading, but you have to understand you have to protect your account, and you won't learn it unless you go to class. And so these are your systems that are in play. As we bring on thousands of new individuals inside the company, I want you all to leave this call understanding the level of corporate support that you have, that you can build the business for yourself, but not by yourself. And as a corporate staff, we are here to support you 1000%, that we already have systems in play that can give you the support that you need to build your business. And as a leader, you can just keep working on your people. So if you guys can write this down for me, and I really want you to embody this, that people are the most valuable commodity on the planet. People. The most valuable commodity on the planet is people. It's not gold. It's not silver. It's not copper. It's not platinum. The most valuable commodity on the planet Earth is people. He or she who learns how to work with people and respect people will build an amazing life and an amazing business. See, I believe you build people, you don't build a business. I believe the core values of building any business is you have to understand how to work with people. I've been coaching girls basketball for years because my daughter played basketball. She won 2 state championships in the last 3 years, and then she got to college and decided to be a cheerleader. I don't know where that came from. Well, her mom was a dancer, so I guess it went that way. But coaching these girls, I had to have a lot of patience. I had to have a lot of respect. I had to understand different people's moves and understand what's going on with them. See, I think that's a big part of coaching and leadership, that you have to learn people. See, I want you to understand that people are the most valuable commodity on the planet. And so building a championship team, to me, it comes from you understanding people. See, a lot of people want to have a big income, but they want to be rude to people. And I don't agree with that. I don't think God is going to bless you to build a massive business or even have a great family life if you're bad with people. I just think it's a bad character. I think it's an integrity flaw. I think it's a moral character flaw, that if you don't respect people, how could you ever expect the most valuable commodity on the planet to give you any level of reciprocity back into progressive growth? See, I just think it's a bad mentality. If you think you could do people wrong and still get the right results. See, I don't believe that. I think the only way to get the right results is you got to treat people right. You got to talk to people right. You got to respect people right, because the largest commodity on the planet is people. And so, God's not coming down here on this earth, walking around talking to us. God works through people, right? And so if you understand that's just how it works, then you're going to respect people. So every man, woman, and child in our business, we have to respect. And so when we look at, we want to help hundreds and thousands of more students, then what that means is we all have to get good at working with people. Do you guys agree with that? Does that make sense? And so I want us to understand that as we are taking up this mantle to go across the world and help more families become more self-sufficient, to understand how to financially better their family, we also are taking up the mantle of being great coaches and great leaders that can help more people. So us that understand, I was going to show you guys one of my books on emotional intelligence. Like I study this stuff. I read up on this stuff, personally. I'm embodied in this space because I understand God has me in a place to be able to help the hundreds and thousands and millions of people in my lifetime. And so I have to value people. So as we go out and we look at different locations and we sharing this opportunity, if you guys can take away, yes, Xtream has great education. Xtream has great systems in play. But as a leader, you have a responsibility to respect people, love on people and build people up. Guys, your business is going to go on autopilot because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I've built a lot of teams. I've been on a lot of championship teams. I was number 6 in the nation in track and field. That's how I got my scholarship for college. I've been a quarterback. I've been a shooting guard in basketball. God has always put me in a position to lead a team. And ironically, now I've owned several companies and I still use these same athletic principles. I can't get away from it. Like it's been in me my whole life to be an athlete and be a trainer. And I think the key deal, the key piece of this is you have to understand how to work with people. And so as we move forward to be able to impact the continent, guys, let's do a great job of working with each other, respecting each other, and building a massive business because we build people and people build businesses. And so let's go help some families and share this opportunity with them so they can take advantage of the great tools in Xtream and watch how we grow it and magnitude. So I would love when we get to the continent that, we have 500 to 1,000 people in the room, that's going to be able to help Petros and Zambia be able to grow this business, that you all have some leadership team meetings and once a month you're having a team event, a super Saturday. I think is very helpful over the next couple of months that you all start doing team meetings and you start doing team events and Petros know how to do the presentation. You can share it and begin to build that steamroller momentum going into the event in October and November. All you all that can make it out to the regional that we're going to have in Nigeria, I would highly recommend it that you all come over to the country and be able to enjoy that because you're going to see something that's going to be massive and amazing. But it's not going to stop there. Every quarter after that event in November in Lagos, it's going to be every 3 months you all should have another quarter event up until you have your first national, a year later. So this is an 18-month vision, ladies and gentlemen. We got 6-7 months to be able to build up the momentum as we come into the country. And then we have a year following that, right, to keep being consistent, to be able to build it up and grow. And I'm looking forward for it to be absolutely amazing. So I just wanted to be able to take a little bit of your time this evening to be able to share the vision of who I am and what are we doing and what is this Xtream lifestyle brand is all about. It's people helping people. That's who we are. It's nothing fancy. We're just a group of people who came together to be able to serve. And I respect this leadership team a whole lot. And I know you all are in great hands with Mr. Petros. He's so consistent. He's so humble. And he has amazing work ethic. And so I look forward to be able to pass some keys to Mr. Petros to be able to, go out and do some amazing things for you all community. And I know Dr. Benjamin is going to be right there supporting him 100% of the way. So you all have my 100% support. So I hope we've been able to take some things away from this call to understand, the task that we all have to go make some impact. And then we can do just that, that God will be pleased with our work that we've done to be able to go bless more people. So Dr. Benjamin, thank you for the time. Mr. Petros, thank you for a moment to be able to share. I'm going to pass it back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sloan. And ladies and gentlemen, we heard from one of the highest levels of leadership in the world, all right? I've had the privilege of working with several different people over many years. And I'm so grateful and thankful that God put Mr. Sloan in my path. And I'm so thankful that he decided to put me under his wing and has been coaching me in business and coaching me in life. And I'm very grateful for this relationship. So we're extending that to you, Petros and the team, Emmanuel, Saxena, also Lillian. I know you want to build a big business. And also we're meeting Kennedy for the first time. I know, Alex, you also want to build a big business in Zambia. So we want to open it up right now for any of you that may have some questions, so that we can also get to know how we can better serve you. And Mr. Sloan, is here to answer your questions. This is a unique moment, so let's take advantage of it. Anybody has any questions or any comments? Emmanuel, Saxina, anyone? You want to jump in with any questions before we give it to Petros to close us out? Just unmute, just come off mute and ask your questions, or you could just raise your hand if you prefer to do that. But you can also just unmute your line and come off mute and ask your questions. All right, Alex, how about you? Emmanuel, how about yourself? Kennedy, Lillian. Okay, go ahead, Saxina.
Good evening, Doc.
Yes, excellent evening, man.
Okay. My question is simple and straightforward. I just wanted to find out, when you join as a student, how long does it take for you to graduate, or is there a thing of at the end of it, or you graduate, or you continue being a student? Thank you.
Great question. Thank you for that. Me and Dr. Benjamin laugh about this all the time, this concept, because trading is a lifelong journey, right? Trading is something that you don't ever truly master. I feel it's almost like golf, right? It's something that you get really good at. But you don't graduate per se to say, okay, you master it, you're done, here's a diploma, congratulations, it's over. What happens of it is this: you become more profitable consistently. And I trade, myself, and so some days you win great trades, and some days you can lose a trade, right? Every trader can still lose a trade, right? And so it's never a level of, okay, I'm done, I got it all together. Every trader and every student should have a trading journal where you actually write down and document when you took a trade. If the trade went in your direction, the trade didn't go in trading psychology becomes a big part of your mindset of how do you think. And as you master how do you think, and you master your own personal emotions, you become a better trader. And so even students that know how to trade still come to class, because they love trading in communities, because it's the synergy that's created in the class, and they able to be more consistent and make money together, right? So I think the trading community is very, very important to be in, and that's why I'm grateful for the community that we have, because I'm around so many intelligent people that enjoy trading and getting better. We're all students. I'm a student, right? I come to class and I'll show up, and I may change my name on the Zoom so they don't know I'm on the Zoom. And I just come into class and I learn because I want to keep mastering the skill set. And that's where the self-sufficiency comes into the program, that every person gets the opportunity to become self-sufficient and get better at this skill set and be able to make more and do more for your family as you grow. And so that's the best answer I could give you in full transparency and full honesty, that you won't graduate with a diploma or certificate. What happens of it is that you get better at the skill set, right? And you're able to be in a position to continue to grow and be more profitable. So that's what happens as you become a student, and as an affiliate, to be able to share the opportunity and get compensated for the referrals is always a part of the ongoing process of the business. So you'll always be a student, and you'll always be learning as life is. So that's the best answer I could give you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Sloan. And the follow-up question is, does it mean on a monthly basis one has to be paying? Thank you.
I didn't hear the last part of your question. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that last part again?
Okay, I was asking that, does it mean you start as a student, you pay? Does it mean on a monthly basis you have to continue paying, or what is it like? Or I'm a little bit behind on that one. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, so as a student, so it's your choice, right? A couple ways you could do this. The way our system is designed, you don't have to pay a monthly subscription if you refer 3 individuals and you built a business, right? Where you have a team of 10. If you refer 3 people, your membership next month is free, right? That's what our 3 and free model is. You refer 3 students, next month is free if you do it again. So you can always have an opportunity to have a free subscription or renewal if you just did the work that month to refer students, right? So that's one option of not having a monthly subscription. The second option of not having a monthly subscription, that if you're a student and you're trading using our signals, again, this is a slower way, but it's still an option that you can go to class, get your risk management under control, take the signals, and you could be able to use the profits from your signals to pay your subscription, right? So it's still not coming out of your pocket, it's coming from your trading profits. That's another option. I've seen people who've done it that way successfully. I've seen people that it didn't work for them that way because they didn't go to class. They never learned the skill set. So it is a more disciplined route to go. It is a slower way to go, but it is another way, right? That you can have your subscription and you can use your trading profits. And so whichever direction that you would want to go is still out of a no pocket expense that you can have. And obviously, if you built a team, if you got a team that's growing and you've earning commissions from the company, the commissions, the renewal of the $99 or the $79, whichever package you have, can be deducted from your commissions. And so it's still not an out-of-pocket expense. So you have three different ways not to have a subscription. And the fourth way is you just pay for it yourself, right? And so if you don't get the 3 and free, if you don't go to class and trade, if you don't have a residual income, the last option, that's the only way you actually pay a subscription in Xtream, is if you didn't do any of the methods that's available for you not to have a subscription. Because we do have options of how you can do the business and not have a subscription. So it's 3 different ways not to pay a subscription, and one way that you only pay a subscription if you did nothing, right? And then you just have to pay for your subscription to continue your education. So I recommend 1 out of the 3, right? Not to have to pay a subscription, so you don't have to be in a fourth situation where you have to pay for a subscription. I hope that helps.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Sloan.
You're welcome.
Okay, any questions from anyone else? Thank you, Saxena. Emmanuel, any questions or any comments? This is a unique moment we have here. Emmanuel, I know you're already enrolled 1 person. You're about to become 3 and free as well in the team, yourself and Petros. Madam Lillian, okay, go ahead, Emmanuel. You have a chance to connect with Mr. Sloan.
Yes. My question is on the withdraw. A lot of people have been asking how easy or how difficult it is to withdraw, and they kind of like want evidence of withdraw as a motivation to come on board.
Okay,
So
Dr.
if
Finley.
you can elaborate on how to successfully withdraw so that we pass the message to our colleagues.
Okay. All right, no problem. And when we say successfully withdraw, you're saying your commissions, or you're saying as far as your trading on your trading account, which withdrawal?
Yeah, we can even maybe start with the commission. You make a commission. How easy is it to withdraw it even as you trade? I think those are the critical concerns people have.
Absolutely. Well, I can tell you, in 4 years, we never missed a commission cycle. I'm very proud to say that we've never not paid a student out of over hundreds of thousands of students. They've all been paid, and educators too. That's a big statement for MLM to say, on time. And so as you withdraw, we use a payment solution called Pay Quicker. It's paid out to the wallet and you can convert it out yourself. You can withdraw it from your Pay Quicker wallet, right? It's a digital wallet that you can withdraw, the withdrawals from commissions from. Or they sit on a platform, they can do peer-to-peer, however they want to shuffle the funds, but to be able to pay you as an affiliate, we send the funds directly wired to Pay Quicker, and you can withdraw the funds out directly from there. It is a new solution we're working on in the second quarter that it can be a crypto withdrawal. We've done this before, years ago, and it worked very, very well. And so I'm working on giving you a little behind the scenes, giving you a little treat that I didn't give the last team because this question didn't come up. But I'm working on a crypto payment solution withdrawal in the form of a card also. So it could be a virtual wallet to be able to transfer the funds, whether it's going to be a USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the assets is on that particular wallet. And you can transfer from that wallet to your wallet on the blockchain. So that's a new payment solution of withdrawals that we're actually integrating right now. from the commission side. So you got a treat from me today from that one. The secondary one, I will be withdrawing from your broker on a trading standpoint. Obviously on that end, that's just on your dashboard from the broker that you use when you're doing a withdrawal. And so, the educators, can walk you through that part of how to do it based upon a broker that you have. But that's a simple withdrawal just on the broker. If you transfer the funds from your trading account back into the broker wallet, and then you port it back out with still crypto related, whether it's going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, well, it's usually Bitcoin. You transfer it out using Bitcoin and then convert it to USD or whatever currency you want it to be. But that's on the broker side. So we as a company pay through Pay Quicker, and you can withdraw it out of USD. We're integrating our own new crypto release of commissions that'll be coming before the end of Q2 is over. That'll be integrated, but on your trading side, that's dealing with your broker. I hope that helps.
Yes, it is.
Good.
Wonderful question so far, and giving everybody clarity. Thank you, Emmanuel. Madam Lillian, we'd love to hear from you as well. I know you have started building your team with Madam Sandra. Would you like to ask a question, Madam Lillian? Or make a comment? All right, that's fine.
Hello.
Okay, go ahead,
No,
Madam Lillian.
I've got no question actually. I wanted to ask the same question Emmanuel asked, because people, when you ask them to join, there are a lot of questions that they need to be cleared, especially where drawings are concerned. So.
Okay, yes. All right, so were you satisfied with the answer that you heard? Madam Lillian? Okay.
Hello.
Yes, were you satisfied with the answer you received?
Yeah, I was satisfied actually, because when another question is when are you using currencies or you are using indexes when trading?
The trading itself, that's a student choice of what asset pair you want to trade. Indexes, some people use the US30 or the NAS 100, or they whatever index they will want to trade as far as the indices is concerned. But in the forex pairs, all those assets are open. So we trade on the market structure. We teach on the market structure of how to trade them all. But if your question is asking which pairs do we trade, each student kind of chooses their style of understanding what pair they want to choose. And our signals that come out is also on indices and forex pairs. So even the trade ideas has both options. But each student chooses whatever pairs that they look at. With the educators, when they go through the market when they're teaching, they may scan the market, and the students may give different pairs that they want to look at in a live session, and they may analyze them together for the students to make their decisions on what pair they want to trade.
Okay, I'm clear now. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. All right, thank you, Madam Lillian. And we have also, okay, so Alex, we heard from you. Kennedy, I know you're new. So if you do have any questions, you could go ahead. If not, Mr. Emmanuel will make his link available to you so that you can go ahead and get registered. You could do that today. And if you need Mr. Emmanuel's link, Mr. Emmanuel, if you do have your link, you could just share it with Kennedy so that he can go ahead and get his registration done. Okay? All right. So, yes, Emmanuel?
Yes, I was saying yes, I've taken note of it, sir.
Okay, wonderful, sir. All right, and
so
we
I give a link to Kennedy.
Awesome. So
you're saying I give a link to Kennedy?
Yo, you should give him your link to get registered. That's Kennedy, so that he can go ahead and get enroll if he's ready to get enrolled in the system.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. So Petros, and I think we gave everybody a chance to speak. The Zambia vision call has been done. We're going to be doing some launch calls for individuals to be able to launch and get your 3 so that you can enroll your 3 and be free, no longer have to pay any subscription, and have the team moving forward to help you to start making commissions, because that's a very important thing, so that you can test the withdrawal. And you can have your own evidence now of showing other people how the withdrawal works, right? So you are going to test it, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to do that, Petros. You'll soon see that all the systems work perfectly. But to withdraw, you have to get some people enrolled, right? So that you have some commissions to take out. So let's load up your wallet with commissions so that we can move to the next phase. And I'm very much looking forward to being in Lusaka in the few months that's ahead of us. It's going to pass by really quick. So let's do a lot of work quickly and move with a sense of urgency to start building the community in Zambia and other countries so that you guys can have testimonies to share when we get there for the big event in October. So Petros, over to you, sir. And just a reminder to for Kennedy and those who are new, the tour that Mr. Slow mentioned, it starts in Kenya. Then it starts in Florida, USA in July. So who do you know in the United States of America? Some of you have relatives and friends in the US. Connect them to us. Let us help those people in the US to be a part of your business. Who do you know in other countries around the world? And then specifically Jamaica in October, then Kenya, then South Africa, then Zambia, then Ghana, and then Nigeria. So let's get rolling, everybody. It's going to be an amazing, amazing year. So I'm very thankful for Petros' decision, very thankful for Mr. Stone taking time on his very unique Saturday that he loves to rest. And he still took time out to be up here with us today and be able to serve and help individuals in the continent. So Petros, over to you, sir. Petros? I know he was having some internet connection challenges, but Petros, if you could hear me, go ahead. Go ahead if you can, Petros.
Hello,
yes,
I can
go ahead.
hear you.
Go ahead. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Go ahead and close it.
First and foremost, I would like to say thank you, Dr. Sloan, for the wonderful presentation you've done. We picked out quite some great points from there. We viewed us as a team, and I would like to thank everyone who has managed to attend for as well. Yeah, so all I can say is let us work as a team and be together. So it's not something that only one person can do, but look out for one another, making sure that all moving at the same speed in terms of learning what is happening, everything. Yeah, so let us keep on sharing ideas. And yeah, the last thing I could say is that this is the right time to run and make sure we all get the free condition. Yeah, because this is what is going to spark a lot of noise in terms of bringing awareness and so on. Sorry, my background is quite noisy. I hope you are able to get me.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we heard you, Petros.
So, yeah, so I'd like to say thanks for sparing your time. This is a sign of great leadership. So I wish to work with everyone on this call. For me, I'm available to give support as far as I can. Anyone on this call, so let us work together. That's all I can say. So thanks for attending.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, Petros. All right, so we'll be setting up launch calls for everybody to launch your business to help you to get your 3 in. Thank you again, Petros. And we'll be connecting. So Madam Lillian will be doing your launch calls, Saxina, Emmanuel, and Kennedy will continue, and Alex will continue to launch your businesses as well. All right, love you guys. All right, thank you again, Mr. Sloan.
All right.
You're welcome. You have a great
thank
weekend.
you, Doug. Thank you, Mr. Sloan. Thank you, everyone. Great weekend.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.